Hey there. Start here. I've got another level 99 no mods clear that was, this is a subscriber request. So one of my subscribers requested sort of a budgetized clear using the units that you see here. So they said these are the units they have at their disposal, and they just wanted to see if I could do like a budgetized version. So, you know, obviously all of the units here that you see, except, you know, with the exception of Sylvie, are EX3. Your units do not have to be EX3. I'm not going to use them in any way or shape or form that would require them. They could all be EX1 and do just fine here. So everybody on this party could be EX1. You don't have to level 130 anybody. If you were going to level up any of these units to 130, I would highly recommend Malphase over any of the other units. She will get the greatest benefit from over leveling, but if you don't have the Emperor Cactuars to upgrade any of these units, it's not necessary. I'm also using very budget gear to just sort of replicate, you know, I'm not using any Clash of Wills gear on any of these units or anything budget vision cards, or, you know, like if they got a vision card at EX1, I'll use that or something like that. So yeah, I'm trying to go all out on the budgetizing of this team so that the subscriber will hopefully be able to clear this boss at level 99. And if this works for you and this helps you guys, that would be great. Okay, so here it is. Let's take a look at the gear. There's no RNG in this one. It's pretty straightforward. Sylvie in both forms is just built for passive provoke. This is just sort of my standard Sylvie build for Sylvie budget build. And Blizzard Orb is not required. She doesn't need to counter anything here. It's just on there if you have it. It's kind of nice. She is built for passive evasion, or sorry, full evasion, but she doesn't need to be. She has to use Mirage on the single target physicals because they have accuracy. So she just needs to have passive provoke. And as you can see, same gear in both forms, right? Her own vision card. So yeah, pretty budget gear here. Elena, we're only building her in her normal form. She's just tanking the whole thing, and then she'll just do some chaining at the end for us on the burst turn. This is a 5-turn clear just to show you how to survive for up to 5 turns. She does have her STMR because the subscriber said that they had an EX2 Elena. If yours is only EX1, however, just use Stillbond, which is the sword that you get from the event, and I'll show you which one that is. That is where's still here it is. So if you did the event where like the Richt event, you would have gotten this this great sword Stillbond, and that's her next best equip. All right. But yeah, otherwise pretty budget gear. Battle Talisman is from the current Final Fantasy 13 Vision World event. So it's kind of nice because it's got good defense and spirit stats, and it also provides some passive HP, and it even has a form of guts, which is really great. So I just wanted to highlight that because it's a really neat piece of gear. Hopefully you don't miss out on that one from the current event. Otherwise, very budget gear. I even left a slot open. She's got her own vision card, and that's great. All you really need to worry about is bulk. You don't need to worry too much about elemental resists here. Just bulk her up, and she will tank it just fine. Esther is, you know, built for damage, but pretty budget here. You know, red hellebore, very budget hat. Obviously, Storm Bunny jacket and Storm Kickers, that's from her old 5-star. But, you know, figured she'd rock it out here. Crescent Moon Charm is just, you know, any high attack accessory works there. Indestructible Light for chain cap boost. And then just, yeah, trying to get her killers as topped up as possible. She's got Chizuru's card because I'm going to assume your Esther is only like EX1 or EX2, and that's fine. And so our killers are 300 Machine, 275 Dragon, 275 Reaper, almost 300% LB damage. That's fine. Okay, I'm not going to sweat that too much. And yeah, should be good. All right. Sky. So we gave her Kane's Lance And in her normal form, the only thing she's doing here in a normal form is, LB fill, because it fills up as long as you have her TMR, STMR equipped. She does have Tyvus's Spirit in this form, so that can be handy if you have it. Her Brave Shift form is where we built her for damage. You see, again, I'm going as budget as I can, I think. Sigurbrunja, that's from the Season 4 story. It's nice because it has LB damage on it. Hero's Amulet, this is from the current Final Fantasy 13 event that's going on, and it's nice because it does some Machine Killer. All right, so 50% Machine Killer on a high attack accessory. That's quite nice. Her own STMR is of course great because it has Dragon and Reaper Killer, but she caps that innately. Scanning Goggles is good because it has Machine Killer on it as well, so that helps her cap up her Machine Killers. Then here we've got Indestructible Light, Anti-Armor Tactics, Valued Memories. If you don't have Anti-Armor, I know this is an STMR, a TMR from a Neovision unit that you might not have, but you can also use Mechanic for the Royal Family, which is Cindy's STMR, and she's a 5-star unit, so that's very easy to acquire. Again, Chizuru's card just as a budget vision card here. Machine, Dragon, Reaper Killers, not quite capped on LB damage, but that's fine. It's not really necessary, to be honest. Okay. Kaito, we're just sticking with this Brave Shift form here, and yeah, again, some budget gear here. I don't think we've done any. Didn't even give him a vision card. I should probably give him a vision card, huh? Let's give him something so he at least has a decent attack stat. I love how long the vision card screen takes to load up these days. Like, seriously, that felt like a solid 15 seconds just to load up. That should not happen. All right, let's go budget on, or let's just give him his own vision card, right? Yeah, that's good. That's as budget as we can get, I think. Yep, and so he should be good to go. Yeah, his killers don't really matter. He's just there to chain. He's not doing any real damage. So Malphasey is the one that's, she's kind of leading the pack here. Her and Esther are going to be doing the most damage in this party. So Malphasey, I'm going to assume you only have one of her STMRs. I'm not going to assume you have two of them. So in her other hand, I've given her Cacteria's STMR. If you don't have that, you can use Emir's Gauntlet from the Emir trial. Ark's Hat, very budget. Minister's Coat. Saint's Amulet is also from the current Final Fantasy 13. There's a lot of really good gear from the Final Fantasy 13 Vision World going on right now. So if you haven't farmed that up, definitely go farm it up. All of the gear is quite nice. So I definitely recommend farming up all that stuff. So yeah, it does Machine Killers on it with a high mag accessory. Blessed Talisman, I think also... Oh no, that just does double hand. Or dual wield boosts if you need it, which we don't, but it's a nice high mag accessory. All right, so and then here we're just filling up our LB damage. There's Mechanic for the Royal Family. That's Cindy's STMR. So she's a 5-star unit, so that's easy to acquire. Last Guardian is fantastic because it does 75% Machine and Dragon. Really nice. Her own vision card, just, budget vision card. We don't really care too much about the normal form. It's her Brave Shift form that we're most concerned about. So again, all the same gear here, but the killers, we've just capped up all of her killers. And so she is capped on everything. 300 Machine, Dragon, and Reaper. 300 LB damage. Good to go. All right. So let's get in here and see how we get this done. This will be a 5-turn clear. Should be easy done. All right. So yeah, you can see even with budget gear, Elena's leader skill is still very overpowered and makes these units very, very strong. All right, so turn 1, 90% gravity attack, no problem. We're gonna have Elena heal herself back up because she's got such a high spirit stat that even with the reduced healing factor, she can still heal herself almost to full just by herself. So she'll do Celestial Guard for the 90% mitigation on the Omni cover, and then double Curaga. All right, and that alone will definitely do the trick. Yep, so almost healed to full there. I probably should have waited for a buff, but that's all right. Passionate Knight, Elemental Vines for the magic mitigation, and then Paladin's Resolve, and that will pretty much finish topping her up. All right, Kaito is going to do just triple deep submersion on this turn. All right, Sky is going to shift to normal, put a stack on her LB. I don't think we're going to be able to get her fully stacked, but it's not a problem. It's really no big deal. All right, Esther is just going to do Energizing Bunny. We're not going to do True Stormbrain because we're going to go Wind on this one. Bolting Slice, Calm Before the Storm. Before I send her, actually, let's have Malphase Imbue. As the Crow Flies, and then double Rapid Peck. Alright, so Esther supplies the Reaper Killers to the party. Kaito will supply the Machine and Dragon Killers next turn. Okay, so there you see Elena taking practically no damage. Fantastic. Alright, on this turn, Kaito will do Crashing Wave and then another double deep submersion for morale fill. Alright, Elena needs to do her her cover this turn. Right? And then we'll do her 2 cooldowns strictly because they do morale fill. She, none of her mitigations line up on this fight, but they do have good morale fill. Okay, Sylvie's going to do Paladin's Defense, Elemental Petals, and Burgeoning Defense. That way, Elena has 85% mitigation. Alright, Sky's going to do Sharp Spear, Severe Squall, Furious Skyfall. That way she gets the Spear Imperil, and also a little bump to her Reaper Killer. Esther will do her LB to go ahead and set up the LB field. Alright, Malphase is going to just do, I think she's just going to do Quad Rapid Peck. We're going to start the ramp next turn, the ramping amp. Okay, so we'll just do Quad Peck just for morale fill. And we will do a little bit of chaining here on this one. Okay. Yeah, so we want to do just a little bit of chaining on this one. Not too much though, because honestly we don't want to push the boss below 50%. So if you're chaining on this turn and you're noticing that you're pushing the boss below 50%, duck out of the fight and come back. You don't want to do that. That means your team is strong enough to kill the boss on the burst turn without without issue. And in fact, this team is going to do double the amount of HP. So actually, now that I think about it, I'm not going to chain at all because this team easily overcaps on the damage. Alright, but if you needed to do a little bit of chip damage, that would be a good turn to do it. Alright, so you see that the party is in no danger of dying at all. There's no issue there. Sylvie is now going to shift. Alright, and she's just going to start filling up some LB. This is mostly for herself and for Sky. You see Sky has another stack ready on her LB, which is good. So we'll go ahead and put another stack on that. Okay, and then after she's done that, we'll have Sylvie do some LB fill. Actually, that's not so important for Sky now that I think about it. But if Sky didn't have a full LB there, you would use Sylvie to fill her up. Alright, so we're going to do her cover again for morale fill, and then double Barb Blizzaja, just to make sure that Sylvie has a full LB, because we're going to use her LB next turn. Alright, Malphase can now start the strong Tailwinds. Alright, and then another triple Rapid Peck for more morale. Kaito is also just going to do triple deep submersion for morale fill. Esther's going to shift. All right, she's going to give Quantum Storm to Sylvie, and then double Shatterbolt for morale fill. All right, again, I'm not trying to chain here because I don't want to deal too much damage to the boss, right? Pushing it below 50% changes the AI, and it changes it to, you know, something we don't want to have to deal with. Okay, so that should have dispelled. Yep. All right. So by doing crashing waves on turn 2, that means we've dispelled the attack and mag buff on this turn. All right. So we are wide open, ready to go. Elena, as usual, having MP issues. No surprise there. But all she really needs to do is just fill up morale. So I'm just going to do and then a Curaga or something. Yep, that should be fine. Sylvie does her LB. Okay. Sky is actually going to come back to normal and do Tyvus' Spirit. Kaito is going to do Torrential Downpour for the killers. Deadly Stream, Natural Flux for the breaks. Esther comes back to normal and sets up for her burst next turn. Now Malphasy can shift. Okay, and she's going to do Skilled Scavengers, Murderous. That does the mod boost to her LB. Murderous Mob for the Wind Imperil field. And then we'll do another Ineroga, because I think that's supposed to fill up morale. And Fleetwing Flyers for her 150 amp, which also comes with a mag store on it. Okay. All right, I think we should be good to go on that. So I'm gonna send Kaito first. Again, I'm trying not to chain here if I can help it. Okay. So, you know, we don't have a full morale gauge, but that's fine. This is more than enough to kill the boss from here. Okay, Sylvie's going to do Chain Lightning. Sky's going to shift, do her Brave Shift to LB. Kaito does LB. Elena does LB. LB, LB. All right. So, you know, we have 5 Extreme Nova Chainers and 1 Finisher, so we're definitely hitting the chain cap. The thing to remember, anytime Esther is on a party and you have an Imperil field, always make sure Esther is the last person to go in your chain order. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Malphasy, Elena, Kaito, and then Sky. And then after Sky, I'm going to send Sylvie and Esther together. All right, that way everybody takes advantage of the Imperil field. Okay, so Malphasy, Elena, Kaito, followed by Sky, and then Esther and Sylvie. Here we go. Okay, so definitely hitting the chain score there, no problem. Should be doing stupid amounts of damage. Yeah, okay, 7 billion. So the boss has 3 billion HP. So yeah, even if your units are EX1, even if you have like worse gear, you should be able to kill this boss with this team. I think it should be pretty straightforward. Let's see who's the winner. Yeah, so Sky and Esther doing well. Malphasy, of course, leading the pack there. She killed it all by herself. So even if you didn't have Sky, you could easily just lift Sky right out, or just put somebody else in there that's really strong. If you have another good Clash of Wills unit, since Elena's leader skill fits to all Clash of Wills units, you can really just kind of mix and match there, whatever works for you. All right, so hopefully that was helpful to you. I'm done farming, and I'm not sure if I'm going to do any more like rank 1 clears. I could potentially try another rank 1 clear with some different units, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. We do have a lot of content coming up this week after maintenance, so I'll probably just be preparing for that. But I'll try and get at least one more. I'll try and get one more clear done for this. One more rank 1 clear for this Clash before maintenance. We'll see. If I don't get around to it, then I don't get around to it, and I'll just see you for content next week. All right. Thank you guys for following me, and I will see you on the other side.